Hi, if you don't know who I am, my name is Chris M. Walker. I'm the CEO and founder of Legit.com. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to make a Google Chrome extension with AI and give it away for free because we're sadists. So we're going to cover that, and we're going to talk about building an agency as part of our ongoing Build a Lead Gen Agency in 90 Days case study. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to wrap up our work week for those of you that work Monday through Friday with a bang. So let's get into it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, this is my schedule for the day. We're going to go through that real quick. Somebody reminded me today that people enjoy knowing what I'm doing. So I'm going to get back to doing that. Today is March 14th. This month is going fast. Think big principle number 11. Big opportunities don't come to those who wait. They come to those who create them. Sometimes people tell me, I've been on Legit, I'm waiting for my orders, and I've been there for 2 years and I'm not getting any. That's because if you're sitting around waiting for success, you're going to be waiting forever. Opportunities, big or small, but the biggest opportunities go to people that actually see them, seek them, create them, and position themselves for success. You've heard the expression, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Same thing. So do the work, and you're going to get more than you work for. So that's today's Think Big principle. Morning, we think big. First thing I do when I open my eyes, think about what I'm going to do that day, how I can do more of it, how it can help my goals, what my goals are, and so on, personal, professional, and everything else. Check our 8 sleep and aura metrics, although I forgot to wear my ring last night. We read a page out of the Daily Stoic just to get the mind going. We do a little bit of exercise. It's finally getting warm enough to where I can actually go outside in the morning. So that's nice. I had a podcast that I did today called Renee Speaks. Wonderful not young lady, but wonderful lady. Great podcast, great production value. I'm looking forward to that dropping in 2 weeks. We had some breakfast, although it was lunchtime by the time I had breakfast. Business administration. I had a meeting with a cold email company that I'm looking to hire. We've been doing it internally, but we really need to put our foot on the gas, and I think that they'll help a lot with that. So there's that. I review my messages. I have my weekly meeting with my executive assistant where she reminds me of all the shit that she told me I need to do that I didn't do, among other things. So there's that. Prepare for this live stream and do this live stream. Record a YouTube video. I'm still got one that I have a script for. It's a little bit intricate because I got to do screen sharing and things like that. So we got that coming. Review my messages and stuff. Need to post to Facebook. I'm trying to get to a million views on my personal Facebook in this month. Right now, I am at 703,590. It actually dropped a little bit today. Only a couple hundred, but still. So I got to push a little bit harder on that. But everything else is up tremendously. I've made 69% more money. I've had 110% increase in engagement and 527% increase in net followers. So yay, that is the traffic channel that I get the most views on, I think. I don't really know. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider. Anyway, fuck it. I need to engage in the Superstar SEO Facebook group. That's my oldest group, and I've kind of neglected it for the last, couple of years. So we're trying to spice that up a little bit. Go join if you're not a member. I'd appreciate it. Let me grab a link. We'll throw that in the chat. Jacqueline says, congrats on the views, Chris. I think you'll make a million views. Thank you. I'm trying hard. Dev says, nice with a wink. I'll take that as platonic. Post the Think Big challenge in Slack. I've been neglecting that as well. There's not enough hours in the day. And that's something I kind of have to do myself because to my knowledge, you can't delegate posting in Slack. Refine a new ass, plural, which is kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit today. And the evening routine with dinner, downtime, and reading, and then going to bed. So that's that. Now, if you were here yesterday, and if you're Jacqueline, you weren't, just teasing. But I started building in real time a Google Chrome extension to, well, to do a few things, to basically be a lead finder. I need to change the font on this button. It looks like shit. But this is the page that will eventually have it to where you can download it. This just kind of looks good. I built that in lovable.dev. This is a simulation of what it does. So you'll search and it'll show, and this data is not really exactly what it will look like, but I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. It'll show it like this, and then website analysis. You just put in whatever site, and it'll give a pop-up that looks like this. Again, this is simulated data, but that's that. Now, if you were here yesterday, you saw me creating this portion in Cursor AI, and it was a huge pain in the ass. We struggled and we went through iteration after iteration after iteration. But let me just bring up Cursor so you can see what it's like for those of you that don't know. Oh, why does that? Where is that coming from? I'm hearing myself. Sorry, guys. 1 second. There I am. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is Cursor. This is the part that I was working on, or the tool that I was working in yesterday. I was using the chat. I don't know enough about coding, although there was a problem I had yesterday, last night, that I spent hours going in circles with it, trying to fix, and they never did fix it. So I opened up the code and looked at it myself, and I lost my train of thought and figured it out. So anyhow, let me show you what we got, because I've added some cool shit. Pardon my language. Actually, you know what? Don't pardon my language. That's how I talk since yesterday. So let me find the right window. Is it this one? Here we go. All right. So present, share screen, window, Wisdom Digital Marketing. Once again, sharing his incredible generosity. Thank you, my friend. You know how to keep stocking up on legit merch. And that'll, of course, go to a good cause. Jacqueline says, I must go and look at yesterday's live to catch up on this. It's a very interesting topic. Is it on your YouTube channel? Yes, it is. It is, right. It's long. We were on here for 2 hours yesterday. Longest live stream I've ever done, I think. Come on. Oh, I need to sneeze. This one right here. You can see it is 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 6 seconds long, although you can skip, good portions of it, unless you just find me that entertaining. Calling later says, "Woot." All right. Anyhow, yeah. So that's the page that'll eventually I'll be able to push it, or you'll be able to download it through. I have to get it approved at the Google Chrome store, and I need to upload it somewhere where you can download it. Yeah. For those of you that don't know how it works with plugins or extensions where it's not on the Chrome store, you just have to upload it, and I can show you how to do that. Anyhow, let's take a look at. Here we go. So we were just using our demo site as the demo. Thank you again, as always, Wisdom Digital Marketing. All right. So if we search, you see I just search a term, and now you can see, and this, by the way, this bottom portion is, let me just turn that off so there's no confusion. All right. So what I added since yesterday was this. So whenever you search something, it's going to look at the particular site, give you an SEO score. Now that SEO score is not very scientific. It's mostly a combination of these 4 things and one other metric, but it's going to tell you if it has SSL. Let me zoom in so you can see better. It's going to tell you if you have SSL installed, if it has a GBP installed, schema, or Google Analytics. And if it has a good SEO score, it'll tell you this site has optimal SEO. So it's not really a great lead. It's kind of weird that that's in green because it's, means it's not a good lead. But then you'll come to one like this where it has an SEO score of 80, which is still pretty good, but it's missing a GBP and it's missing Google Analytics. So you could go to this one and say, hey, I know a way I can get you even more traffic. Although this probably does have actually, you know what? I haven't ever, in all the times we've searched, I don't think I've ever seen one for this. Makes me wonder if it's a lead gen site too. It's going to be called Legit Lead Finder. You're not going to be able to find it yet, though. I haven't, it's not on the Chrome store or anything like that. I built it. I literally just finished building it today, as a matter of fact. Yes, that's the one we were developing yesterday. And it'll say this site needs SEO improvements and is a potential lead. So you know that this is one worth clicking on and going to reach out to. And then there's one other, you see how it's different depending on each site, but then there's one other thing, if I can find one. If they have an SEO score under, I think it's under 75, it shows in red. So that means that even if it clicked all 4 of these boxes and it was still low here, you might still be able to reach out to them and say, your SEO sucks. Let me help you with it. Which is interesting that Yelp did that, but you have to use your brain too. But then let's say you decide to go to one of these and you forget what was it that they had wrong. If you look down here in the corner, there's a little arrow. You can click on that and it'll bring up the web. So basically the same thing, but so you can see that. And then it tells you that that they have an SEO score of 80, an SSL certificate, analytics, schema, Google Business Profile. And I need to change the call to action here, but basically for now, it's just going to link over to a legit, maybe like the dashboard or something. But eventually, I'll have to get the other developers involved in this because that's too much. But eventually, it will link to the appropriate service. I just don't know how to integrate shit into legit to make that happen. But that's what I did. The whole thing. There's one other thing it does, but that's kind of a secret. I'll let people figure that out on their own. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and share it. I don't care. The other thing I did was, suppose someone were to accidentally fall on their keyboard and press these buttons to go to this site. What it does is not work. Oh, there we go. It says, hey, heads up, you can get this done on Legit from trusted professionals. Try it and find on Legit. And I have to fix the coloring on that button. That was a fucking nightmare, by the way. That was the thing that I spent 6 hours on that Cursor never could figure out. And I finally just looked at the code and figured it out myself. But anyhow, yeah, so it, and this wasn't intentional, I swear, but it makes it impossible to log in to this, whatever this site is called, unless you disable the plugin because it covers up the login box. So it's a way to hijack some traffic from them. Hopefully that still gets approved for that. I actually got that from the Rakuten plugin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And I forget what site it was that I went to, but I went to some site where they did that. Like it was some deal site or something, and it posted a banner like that said use Rakuten instead. And again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but anyhow, that's what I did. I'm willing to give this to anybody that wants it. Just so you know, it's not yet in the Chrome store. I haven't even applied or whatever it is you do. But so what you have to do to add a plugin to Chrome that's not doing is, first of all, you have to turn on developer mode, which is this. And then I'll just do it. Remove. You won't have to remove it, obviously. But then once you turn on developer mode, you'll click load unpacked. And there will be whoever wants this, I'll give a zip file. But you can't see it because I have shit. All right, hold on. Share screen, entire screen. Okay, I'll send it over in a sec, Jacqueline. But you'll be shown a folder, and it'll just be this one. And you'll click select folder. That's it. That'll upload it to there, and then it'll show up in your extensions. I'm going to change the name on it to, I don't know where it got, Lead Scout Buddy. but I'm going to change it to Legit Lead Finder. So yeah, so let me go ahead and zip that up and throw it in Dropbox for anybody that wants it. Now, I'm going to be pushing updates to it, and I don't know, and you won't get the updates until I'm able to get it into the Chrome store, but at least I'll give you something. So let me zip that up. Let me stop sharing. I'm always afraid to like share my entire screen because I don't want to bring up any sensitive information. So let me just go to share screen window here. All right, so let me upload that, zip that, and upload it to Dropbox, so you guys can have, whoever wants it can have it. Show more. Where is it? Send to compressed folder. Zip. Dropbox. But I'm going to eventually publish this and keep it somewhat updated, because I have some other cool ideas I want to integrate into it. But mostly I just wanted to show you what's possible. So like, don't necessarily take away from this that I made a cool plugin. Get the thing I really want you to get from this is that you can do that. Like, I've built so many cool things in the last couple months. It's just mind-boggling. So here's a link to a zip file. You'll just extract that. I would put it somewhere on your computer. I would tell you where, but some of you have real computers and some of you have Macs. But just put it somewhere on your computer where it won't move, like the documents folder or something, and then unzip it, and then just unpack the file in Google Chrome. And that does, oh boy. Rokan says, great boss. Thank you, Rokan. Does anybody have any questions or comments or thoughts on that? Any suggestions on not ridiculously advanced features that you would that you think would be a good fit for it? Give me some feedback, and then we will move on to our case study. I don't have a ton of updates on that yet, but because I just haven't had time. I had a very busy day today, but I did submit some stuff, so I'll give that a minute or two, making sure I didn't miss any messages or anything anywhere else. But like I said, I eventually, let's see. Can I please donate the $3 million? Yes, please, definitely do. That's very kind of you. Anybody that is, anyone that's watching, Wisdom Digital Marketing has been kind enough to donate his legit merch to anyone that wants it. So you can just come over to shop.legit.com, pick out the piece of merch that you want, and message legit support and tell them that you got a piece of merch, and they'll send it right out to you. If it's a clothing item, tell them your size, and regardless of what it is, tell them your mailing address. Jacqueline says, I have a great idea for a plugin, but I don't think I'll be able to make it. Does somebody do this on Legit? Yeah, there's lots of developers on there. Just message anybody in the I assume you mean a WordPress plugin. Just message anybody in, let me just bring it up. In the development category. I'll see if I can't find a good one for you, actually. I suggest you try it with AI, though. As much as it's like, I would rather you buy it through us. You could go look in web development or in WordPress, I suppose. Maybe it's under WordPress, the person I'm thinking of. Come back on Sunday and we'll talk about that. Where is Shaq? All right, hold on. He paused some of his services, but message this guy. He's one of our developers at Legit, and he's just a great developer and a great guy. He's the head of our development team as well. But message him if you don't want to do it yourself. And if he can't do it, let me know and I'll direct you to somebody else. Or just message anybody in the programming category and they can help. They can either help or tell you that they can't help. Larry says the AI can do a lot. I made one. It was a very simple plugin, but pretty easy to tell it in plain words what. Yeah, so did I. I did this plugin. HTTPS:// rank and rent plugin.com. It's neat and scary at the same time. But yeah, I made this one, which basically it iframes one site over the other. Oh, you meant extension? Yeah, I mean either. I mean they're pretty much the same thing, right? A plugin is for WordPress, and extension is for Chrome. It's really semantics. Anyhow, it seems like that is all the questions on that. So let's move on to our case study. Now, I don't have a lot to update on this, unfortunately, because I just have been, well, yesterday, I'm not going to lie, I got too involved in doing that extension. But today, I've had a busy day. But, and again, this needs to be updated, but we've been, let me just find the Google Doc. That's a better example. Let me open this over here because you never know. Yeah, so we have been working on starting a lead generation agency, and we're going to try to make it profitable. At least, well, we're trying to get to 10K in 90 days, but we're going to do our best to get as close to that as possible. So far, we bought a business name and we set up hosting on a domain. I ordered a logo and graphics. They aren't done yet. I'm just going to use my existing Stripe account. That's a little bit of cheating, but only because I don't want to set up a new legal entity. Because this is not really going to be a business that I like push. A website, we ordered a website design. That's not ready yet either. We ordered social media profiles. Those aren't ready. We did set up a phone number through Callfire and a private email through Namecheap. I guess I have the brand on there twice. Let me get rid of that. So I don't really know, because I don't really have the brain power today to do the offer or let's do the avatar. Let's see if how far we can get anyhow. So what I'm going to do is go over to Legit. And if you remember, the name of the business that we chose was Neuralead.ai. So what we're going to do is set up a dashboard and try to use that to create our customer avatar. So add new campaign. Neuralead.ai. Neurolead. Industry, online business, continue. I'm starting from scratch. I don't even know I've never used that one before. This is one thing I want to work on with the extension is it kind of gets in the way on some sites. So I don't know if the solution is to make it just pop out up here. Website is not, it's because I haven't set up the website yet. Fuck. All right. Let me try something real quick. Fly. Maybe it's because it's in privacy mode. So give me 1 sec. If you, Jim or Shaq or Himalay are watching, we want to make it to where people can use the dashboard without a website so they can use some of the tools. If not, I'll make a note of that after, but just in case. All right. So let's try that again. He's talking about the legit Slack. So I'll go ahead and grab the link to that in case you or anyone else would like to join. No, it must not work. Son of a bitch. All right. Well, let me see if I can do it on a site. Like I can do it for a site other than the one that's connected to. Insights. Business customer avatar. Fucking A. All right. Brand voice. How would you introduce a new product to your audience? Thrilled to announce. Please introduced. This one. How would you respond if a customer asked for a refund? This one. How would you post about a holiday sale? This one. How would you share a customer success story? Big shout out to customer name. Stupid emojis. That one. I'm going to go with that one. What I'm doing here is trying to figure out who my ideal customer is. And I have to figure out my brand voice to do that. Big milestone. That one. That one. That one. And I may do this more in depth, but I just wanted to give you an idea. So basically, the AI is looking at my answers and coming up with a brand voice for the business. And that'll take a minute or two. Hopefully, only a minute or two. If not, we're just going to call it a day and try this again tomorrow. Because there we go. All right. So now we need to do our customer avatar. So we're going to go back to Insights and go to customer avatar. I'm tired. And it created our avatar. Wants some motivations. Now, see, it's pulling from this site. So we're going to have to hold off on that. And maybe I'll go ahead. And, let me see. I should have a dummy WordPress site here. Now, did I type it in wrong? Oh, I know what I did wrong. All right, I know why it's not working. Oh, no, I don't either. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So let's try it one more time because it's still on the why is it not? Oh, because I haven't set up the domain names. All right, well, that will maybe I can show that because that's complicated. So the reason it wouldn't take the website is that I haven't set up the name servers. Overview. Add domain. All right, so let me bring up. I'm just doing this in case somebody's never done this before. And plus, I don't really have anything else for us to do today. So I wanted to take at least one step forward because that's kind of like action is kind of like my thing. All right, so let's get Namecheap over there. And advanced DNS. And we need an A record with this IP. A record at here. Automatic. Check. And we need CNAME for www. CNAME www. Actually, hold on. Yeah, that's for our email. So let's add a CNAME www. Automatic. And we need a text record. If anybody doesn't know what this is, just speak up. But I'll just basically, though, what I'm doing is setting up name servers. I forgot to do this the other day, so our domain will work correctly. That now it's probably going to say that it's not there yet. Sometimes this can take a while. Not connected. How would you? Thought I did that. I guess it. Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to have to wait for that to happen. So I think that's pretty much all I can do for today because we need a customer avatar to build an offer and we need a website to use our customer avatar builder. So we're kind of at a stopping point for today. Is there anything that you want me to cover here or with the plugin, or is there any questions on anything other than how to get orders on Legit? Or does anybody have anything that they need from me? If not, we're going to wrap it up until tomorrow because I'm kind of tired. I've been talking pretty much since the moment I opened my eyes today and I'm kind of whipped and I don't think there's much else we can do. Let me share the extension again for anybody that wants it. And I'm going to put this in Slack as well. What I do, I don't use it at all, but what I do is set it up so that www redirects to non-www. Because some people type that in by default. And I want to make sure that whatever way they type it, they're going to get there. But I prefer it without it because it's one less thing to remember. And it's kind of outdated at this point. Because the reason that, for those of you that aren't nerds, the reason that exists in the first place is there was a time that what we think of as the web was multiple different applications. And what we think of the internet was multiple different applications, one of which was the World Wide Web, which is what we now think of as the internet for the most part. So one of the ways they distinguished it was that subdomain prefix, and that was www. After a while, that became the only one that anybody really used, other than because people still use FTP and they still use, I think Newsnet still news groups. I think they still exist. I'm not sure. And there was Gopher and a few other protocols, but in the end, that one. But before it did, www was how people knew it was a website. So there's your internet history lesson for today. Deb says, I had no idea about this. Thanks for the history lesson. No problem. That was my computer science degree finally being put to use. All right. I'm going to give it another minute and then I'm just going to call it a day because I am whooped. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. We put out a new video every week. If you watch my live streams and you don't watch my videos, please watch my videos too. I put a lot of effort into it, spending a lot of money on it to get the editing and the scripting and the thumbnails and everything really, really dialed in. I've been working with them on the last 11 videos, and I have a few more in the tank. So if you're not a live stream person, please subscribe. Or if you're a live stream person and you're not watching my videos, please watch my videos and subscribe so you know when our live streams come out. We also put out quite a few shorts. At one point, we were putting out multiples a day. I got to get caught back up on that. I still can't figure out where the community tab went, but that's there somewhere as well. So yeah, I would appreciate that. But either way, I appreciate you being here. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing with your time. So spending a few minutes of it with me, or however long you've spent with me, watching something I do or using something I create, is something I'm always going to be flattered by and appreciate. And you'll always have my gratitude, regardless if you do anything for me or with me or not. You have my gratitude for just being alive and being a human being. You are worthy of whatever it is that you want. But if you chose to spend some time here, I especially appreciate that. We'll be back sometime tomorrow with another live stream. Hopefully we can make some progress on our case study then as well. So that's all I got for you. Thanks again. Have a great weekend, but don't skip. Come back tomorrow. And then on Sunday, I'm going to do Q&A. So if you're in any of the groups that I run, you can post your questions or you can post them in Slack, and I will answer them on Sunday stream so I don't have to think of a topic. All right, ladies, gentlemen, and Dev, I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.